Alright, what's up guys? It's Devilore. Part 3, Calamity, Post Moonlord. This is where I have to start getting serious, so you'll see um, I equipped the Heart of the Elements, and I equipped the entire Demon Shade set. So this is where things start getting real, and when the game actually starts getting really fun. So I'm just going to summon 3 so that it doesn't lag the game out. But first boss, Profane Guardian. This is more like a mini boss than an actual boss, but still. Um, I'll show the recipe after all this, but I know that I made that look pathetically easy, but it can actually be a real pain. Excuse me. But anyway, in order to make that, you need 15 Unholy Essence and Luminite. And I already showed the Unholy Essence. So, next up, their boss, Providence. I hate this guy. He's a dumb, time-wasting boss in which, in order to even fight him, you need to fight a dumb, time-wasting mini-boss. And the whole thing is just a dumb time waster for me. I mean, I never really had that many issues with him, personally. But still, it's so annoying. It's more, I think I beat him third try or something. But it's more annoying than anything. At least there is some good music. I'll give it that. And on top of that, the weapons that you get from him are actually really good. At least until you replace him, or at least until you replace them, like, halfway through. So, there are actually 2 different places that you can fight him. You can fight him in the Hallowed, or you can fight him in Hell. And when you're in Hell, you get an extra drop from um it's insanely helpful. So, let's go Exoblade. This is probably the single best weapon in the game. And it's actually really not that hard to get. However, because see, I'm basically one-hitting the Profane Guardians. And where's Providence? There he is. Gotcha. Wait. Why is your health? Okay, there it is. Yeah, see, that took less than a minute with the Exoblade. So, yeah. This weapon is very powerful. I'm really only using it to speed up the process. What you get from him is this. This is his exclusive to Hell drop. And it makes this, which is really good. So, beat him in Hell. And not to mention, you get the wings that you might have seen me get. You need those to make these wings, which are the best ones in the game, the Elysian Tracers. So, yeah, his weapons are really, really good. I'm not going to show them off because I'm already past them, but just trust me on this. So, Providence. He flies around, he drops fireball, he drops those, which turn into those, which are incredibly annoying to deal with, because they just seem to go on forever. And he'll try to ram you, and he'll summon Profane Guardians, and that's really all there is to the fight. So, yeah. I really don't like this guy. I'm just gonna do that. And then, alright, let's go ahead and clear everything out. So yeah, that's one guy down. And then once you beat him, you'll get this, the Rune of Kos. And this summons the next 3 bosses, the Ceaseless Void, if you use it in the dungeon, Stormreaver if you use it in space, and Cygnus if you use it in the underworld. And we're right in the underworld. So let's just go ahead and do it right now. There you are. Come on, buddy. So he summons these lamp things that try to hit you, and he just sort of runs at you and teleports around sometimes. There's really not a whole lot to it, because these guys are more like mini bosses than anything else. It might be handy to have your map up just because he teleports around, so it'll be handy to tell where he is. I think. Okay, yeah, he does teleport around, but he's really not that bad. Oh, and you can get this, which it has an incredibly short range, but it shreds through things. So that's that. Next stop is done. Let me take off my guys first. Next stop is the dungeon. That's why I took off my guys, because I don't want any of them. I don't want to have to fucking. I don't want to deal with the lunar event. Alright, I'm probably gonna end up killing them off screen. But once you're in the dungeon, I'm gonna go a little bit deeper than this. But, yeah, once you're in the dungeon, you can use the Rune of Kos to trigger the Ceaseless Void fight. If you remember in the last video, when I got the drop from the accessory from Astrum Deus, that was actually what it combines with, the drop from this guy, the Ceaseless Void. And you need all 3 drops from the Rune of Kos and bosses. They're technically bosses, but I think they're more like mini bosses, but whatever. Anyway, you need drops from all 3 of them in order to make the progress next. So, Ceaseless Void. He summons these guys to attack you. These guys do take knockback. So, use that to your advantage. And then, he himself can only take 1 damage at a time. However, he will never directly attack you. He'll just sort of float there, moving with you. Well, he will shoot out magnet spheres, but that's really not anything to worry about. So, just keep moving, keep fighting, and boom, you're done. And that's really all there is to that one. Like I said, I know I keep saying this, but there's really not much to it. Alright, I'm gonna change some things up, do that, and then just dig my way out of here. Because I'm too lazy to actually follow the dungeon. And besides, our next stop is up anyway. So, because our next stop is with Stormweaver, who is the next boss, the Rune of Kos boss. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and deal with these cultists. Actually, no, I don't need to be right back. Thank you, cheat sheet mod. Or not, alright. Okay. So, let's let's just go ahead up here and... Are you guys here? Oh, he's not technically an enemy. That's why. Alright. And Butcher. Okay, look, I know that I'm cheating, but I'll be honest, I really don't care. I've dealt with that enough. I'm just trying to do my video, trying to give advice on only Calamity stuff. So yeah. This is not a good place to fight the Stormweaver. You're gonna want to make like a real arena and not just use a Sky Island. However, Sky Island as a base for the arena would not be a bad idea. So you need to actually go into space to summon him. And then, if I remember correctly, Stormweaver can only be damaged on his tail, which is sort of like training for the Devourer of Gods, because you can only deal decent damage to him on the tail or on the head. He'll just sort of fly at you like any worm enemy. I think he won't attack you if you're on the ground, but if you're in the air, he'll go after you. I don't know exactly. But, oh great. Bye, Stormweaver. I think, Moonlord's about to spawn in. So... Oh. What happened? I don't know what happened. Alright, Moonlord speed kill. Ready for this? Let's do that. Moonlord speed kill. Once he spawns in. Alright. You guys ready for this? You guys ready for this awesomeness? Is he gonna... This is one thing that I kind of hate about the Moonlord. It takes forever for him to spawn. And I know that you need time to prepare, but when you're just trying to farm him and stuff, or just get him out of the way, it's a bit of a pain. I'll be honest, the first time I saw the Moonlord and the whole pillar stuff, I was like, whoa, dude, this is awesome. But I quickly got over it. Especially with the pillars, because, I mean, the pillars, seriously, when I fight the pillars, I am going to beat them. It's just a matter of time. Because if you die, they don't go away. If you die, they don't go away. You can just keep trying over and over and over until you eventually beat them. As long as you don't exit out of the world, you can just keep fighting them until you win. And it kind of sucks. So, hooray, we beat the Moonlord and saved the world, I think. So, Stormweaver again. I'm gonna use the Exoblade again, because I'm not in the mood for this. I just want to get this over with, kind of. So yeah, if you're on the ground, he won't attack you, but if you're in the air, he will. So yeah, I'm just kill him. That's phase 1, and then phase 2, you can damage him anywhere. Kind of like that. He does have some drops, but what you really want is this Armored Shell, which is the drop that you need for the Cosmic Worm. Oh, right. I completely forgot about this boss because they, like, just added him in, or her in, I don't know. Checklist. Poltergeist. So, I know that this is lazy. I don't care. Necroplasmic Beacon. You can spawn him in using this, or by killing a bunch of, actually, you have to get him to spawn naturally, before you can make the summoner. Yeah, or kill 30 phantom spirits, which is what you get phantoplasm from. So if you're farming out phantoplasm, you're probably going to come across this guy accidentally. Alright, we're in the dungeon. Alright, I'm just gonna tunnel through here, because like I said, I don't care. Beacon. I could try with this fight, but like I said, I don't care. So first phase, he's a lot like Plantera. He'll just sort of come around and shoot stuff at you. His name changes with every phase. I don't remember what the second phase is like. I think he just does everything faster and stuff, and the bullets shoot you more. And then this phase, he has those spinny things that deal damage. There's really not a whole lot to that fight. It's just kind of boring for me. Does have some decent drops, though. But, yeah, I'm just gonna trash most of this stuff. Next fight. This is where things really start getting serious. First of them. Actually, first things first, I'm gonna actually go ahead and put away all my money so that should I die, I don't lose it. I've beaten all these guys before, but I can't consistently beat them. So, I'm gonna get this going. This is a Yerin drop, insanely helpful. Alright, next is the Devourer of Gods, Cosmic Worm. That's what you need. Souls of Might, and everything from the Rune of Cost enemies, as well as Poltergeist. So, what you're going to want to do, this one requires some real setup. As you can see, I'm on a giant platform. I think this whole thing is 2,000 platforms wide, and it spans quite a bit of my world. Because you need this, because you are going to be running. You're also going to want your minimap active, not zoomed out quite that much, but still. As for strategies, like I mentioned earlier, he can only take damage in the tail or the head, so you're going to want to follow one of those. Generally, you're going to want to be running like this. And you're going to want to have your minimap active so that you can see about where he is. You're going to want something with range so that you can shoot him like this. This weapon is insanely helpful for farming him out because of how it works with the shots fired. Sadly, this is only post Supreme Calamitous, but the idea... this is not my strategy. I got this from Python GB, another Terraria, a Terraria YouTuber. But basically, you're gonna attack him from here, you're gonna run from him and attack him up here. And then, eventually, you're going to want to, or he's gonna fall down to attack you, and you're just gonna want to attack him while he's up there. Try and lead your shots so that you hit him in the head, and then eventually, he'll come down and attack you from there. You want to run as fast as you can and get in as many hits as you can while he's charging you, and then as he's about to hit you, drop, and then use your shield dash to dash in the other direction. So that way, Um, it's just easier to manage. You can still attack the tail in this part, but you can't hit the head, which is the easiest place to hit. So, as you can see here, I'm going for the tail, and his health bar isn't up during this phase. I am getting low. Earth, earth, earth. There. Oh geez, okay, I am about to die. That's one thing that I love about this fight. You can be at the very end of the game with the best gear in the entire game, and you can still have issues with this fight. It's incredible. It's either very easy or yeah, once you get the pattern down and once you have a strategy that works, it's very easy. However, one small slip up and you are dead. So yeah, that's the Devourer of Gods. He has some pretty good drops. And what you can sell, and you can sell his stuff for a lot of money. So next up is Yerin. The Jungle Dragon Yerin. This is my favorite boss. As much I actually really like the Devourer of Gods. However, Yeren's just better. The one thing that I prefer about the Devourer is his music is amazing. Like, seriously, it is awesome. So, Yerin can only be fought in the jungle. I'm actually just going to go ahead and open these. Yeah, he has some pretty good drops, but I never really use them. However, you're going to want to farm him out, mostly for the Cosmolite bars, which you can only get from him, and as well as his legendary drop, which is this thing. Why do I have -6 crit? What? Okay, my game's glitched out. I don't know what's going on. Oh, that's what it is. I hate the rain. So real quick, in Calamity post Moonlord, the rain will actually give you a debuff, which lowers some of your stuff. Yeah, and so you can call this cheating if you want to. I really don't care. I just want to get rid of the debuff. Yeah. Oh well. I'm actually going to go ahead and buff up for this one. So, this is how I go about it. And then, what I'll do is I'll undo, which is it? Unknocking an Obsidian Skin. Because I already have knockback resistance. And I really don't need, I really don't need, what's it called? Lava immunity. Alright. So this is Yerin. He's like an upgraded Duke Fishron. But, he's nothing to laugh at. This is actually my favorite boss in the entire game. Because, like with the Devourer of Gods, he can always give you a challenge. I feel like he's been buffed, actually. Like, a lot. So, I'm going to use the Exoblade. Normally, I wouldn't, but, when I'm farming or something like that, and I just want to kill the boss, I'll use the Exoblade. So his big gimmick is like with Duke Fishron, he can spawn tornadoes. Only they're fire tornadoes, they're much bigger, and they deal a hell of a lot more damage. So, yeah, he's an upgraded Duke Fishron. Oh, and he also has the Brain of Cthulhu effect with the duplicates. All you can really do for this is just keep moving. The minimap helps to identify the real him if you're having issues with that. But the biggest advice that I can give is build multiple layers, because it's a hell of a lot easier to go under the fire tornadoes, which are really big, by the way, than it is to go over. So, oh, and then real quick, make sure you dodge those because those probably will kill you. You still win the fight and you still get the rewards and everything, but it's sort of frustrating. So you get Yerin soul fragments, healing potions, and this. So that's nice. But its buffs really only work if you're not in the jungle, which is why I'm not using it now. I'm gonna go again, and I'm gonna use. Okay, let's switch it up. Arc of the Cosmos, Red Sun. That's not what I wanted to do. It's probably not the good idea to do this when I'm actually in the fight, but whatever. There. 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 Alright, let's go. Let's do this. Okay, I'm probably not gonna do... Actually, never mind. Okay, this is really bad for me because I got stuck in between two tornadoes. So what you can do is you can use invincibility frames to dash out, or you can just go over if you have enough wing time, or air time. But yeah, I don't really have a whole lot to say about this boss, it's just I really like it. You know, you would think that Draconic Destruction would be a drop from Yerin, because, you know, dragon, but nope. Although that's probably good just because of how powerful it is. I mean, look at this. It might not have the highest raw damage, but it is absolutely shredding through Yerin. Look at this when his health bar comes up. That is crazy. And I know that I'm almost dead, but so is he. And he is going to die from this. And I am going to win this fight. I had a lot of issues with Yerin when I first fought him, but I still really love the fight. He's tough. But once you get used to him, like I said, he's just a bigger, better Duke Fishron. So, final boss. Honestly, this guy's kind of a joke. Because after what you just went through with the Devourer of Gods and Yerin, this guy's he's a pushover. And I am, of course, talking about Supreme Calamitous, the final boss. So, it's a lot. I would recommend just using your Devourer of Gods arena for this. You can do this at any time, and also keep the minimap up. Any homing weapons that you have would be great, like Galaxia. And you want to lead your shots because both of you are moving very fast. Times like this are a great time to use high damage weapons like the Exoblade or the Blossom Flux, because he's just flat out following you. You're also gonna want to watch where he's shooting those things at, because that's really the only dangerous part about this fight, at least from my experience. I'm just gonna switch to the Exoblade because it's the Exoblade. This guy's a joke. And then these guys spawn in again. And I'm just gonna Red Sun. And I'm gonna kill them. Oh, wait. Oh, I just remembered. With Supreme Calamitous, you can't kill the siblings until after Supreme Calamitous himself or herself, whatever, is dead. So let's kill this thing fast. I really don't like this boss. It's just sort of boring, and yes, he can kill you, but I beat this thing on my first try. Alright. I know that I'm kind of cheating, but I really don't care. So yeah, just watch your health, watch where the bullets are, and just keep attacking, and you'll win. So, as you can see, Supreme Calamitous doesn't actually drop a treasure bag, um, on its own. However, it does drop a weapon that you can make using Shadow Spec bars. As you can see, that's the Draconic Destruction right there, which you can make using Shadow Spec bars. So, where, there we go, Calamitous Essence. That's what you're looking for. That's what you really want from this fight. And you're going to need to farm them out, because you're going to need a lot for Shadow Spec bars. But yeah, I'll be honest, I really don't like that boss. So yeah, just use your Devourer of Gods arena, and just kind of keep at it, and watch where he's attacking. Blah 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 blah. So in order to make Shadow Spec, you need all this stuff. So I'm actually gonna make a couple of Shadow Spec weapons. Bars of life. What am I doing? Okay. So yeah, that's all the bosses. If you wanna go ahead and click and end the episode, that's fine. I'm just sort of doing stuff on my own here. So with all this, I can make Shadow Spec bars, and you can make quite a few. However, yeah, 21 Shadow Spec bars, and I can make one thing. I can make that. Oh, right, they need other things. So yeah, these are all the drops. They're pretty cool. Play the Calamity mod. It's pretty cool. So yeah, that's it. So yeah. All right. I don't know how to end this. So, yeah. Yeah, just those are the bosses. I think I gave all the advice that I could think of. Especially, yeah. Just watch yourself around Supreme Calamitous. It is kind of boring and kind of a pushover, but he can still kill you, as you saw. Although, to be honest, I'm pretty sure that if I actually let my health recharge, then I would have been fine. But live and learn. All right, hang on. Actually, so the Exoblade. Oh, they changed the recipe. Okay. So you can only get the Exoblade after you kill the Devourer of Gods. However, I would say it's definitely worth it. So here's the recipe. You can find it online. But yeah, if you're having trouble with something, get the Exoblade, and basically just get any upgrades that you can. Demon Shade is the best. Is statistically the best armor in the game. However, the Auric Tesla armor is also very good, and it gives you a lot of different buffs. So yeah. All right. Hope you enjoyed. Glad that I could share my knowledge with the world. And yeah, see y'all next time. Take care.